Starting now.
Border barrels starting now.
Level 1.
Here it is. So this is probably going to be our worst podcast we've ever done because we've done all the season stats.
We've done some bad podcasts.
Yeah, we have, but we've done all the season stats. Then we had a couple of weeks off. Who even knows what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Someone needs to tell me.
Where are we up to? There's so many rounds of finals.
So we missed a round. We're going to do a bit of a recap, but a very quick recap.
Should we talk about that one?
Yeah, sure.
What was a quick recap on?
No. Well, like the previous week, and then we'll jump into the current week, and then we'll stick with our predictions there.
All right. So when we're gonna talk about last week, and how much footy did you watch last week?
A fair bit.
As a percent?
Probably 4 to 5 hours of football I watched.
Whoa.
Yes.
Jeez.
But I realised
is that the big lie?
No, yeah, it was the Swannies grand final DVD. From,
shit.
96 or whenever it was.
Did they win it? I wish we had Zach here to clarify whether they actually won.
He would have known. He would have known what time of day it was, how many flies there were. But yeah, no, not too sure. I watched a little bit.
Some dude in row Z was coughing the whole time.
That's it. I watched a bit of it. Yeah. So what's the recap? Give us the scores.
Yeah. So we had on Thursday night.
Is this round one?
Well, yeah,
finals.
Yeah. So this was elimination final.
Yep.
Up at the Gabba.
Yep.
Brisbane 106, Richmond 104.
Yes,
now,
bloody hell.
I was actually the weak link here. I think I watched about 2% of the football.
Yes, of the footballs.
And I've mentioned this is because the football that I really love, the soccer is back, EPL, and so is the American footballs.
Yep.
Both professional and college. But this one was... So there's like every game has a storyline. The storyline from this one was Tom Lynch's. Was it over the post? Was it in? Was it out?
Yeah, no, well, bloody would have made the difference.
Well, the thing is that they say, like someone, I don't know if this was an official statement, mentioned we take into account the celebration, and Lynch kicked it and then kind of went no. And it's like they probably don't factor in the celebration, but if a dude looks disappointed, then he probably missed.
But yeah, I know.
Like they know if they've kicked a goal or not.
But I think the goal line, reviewing that, is actually more difficult than reviewing over the post.
Yeah.
Because over the post, you just have a fucking sensor. It would be so easy.
Yeah, send a laser.
Yeah, it'd be...
Infinite laser.
Yeah, and only fucking Ethan Hunt would be able to disturb it.
What? I don't know who that is.
Look it up. Oh, wait.
Ethan Hunt. Oh, Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, okay. That's what... Get rid of arc and just bring in like a bunch of lasers.
Bunch of laser beams.
But all down the goal. And they know.
Yeah, that's right. I honestly think the goal line is harder because it's not straight. It has the curve when you think about it. It would have...
Does it though?
Well, if you look at the overall shape of the field, it would have to be a curvature of some kind. So it wouldn't just be a straight line.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Technically, it's...
But it wouldn't be much over that distance. But
it's somewhat straight, but I guess if you get them fucking...
You know what I mean?
If you get those laser things that surveyors use, it wouldn't be...
Oh, you could figure it out with lasers. I'm not against the lasers, but yeah.
I don't know if you understand lasers.
No, you know what they should get? Okay, so this is what they should get. Basically...
Lasers?
So even better. They put one of those microphones down on the ground, like the shotgun mics, to get the noise down there.
Yeah.
And then they're like...
Hey, dickhead.
And they're just like, oh, was it? And they... go to the TV screen, and then they just hear this ribbit. You know, when someone comes to your door and you have that frog.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it goes past
like the fish.
Yeah, or the fish starts flapping.
When I had a beer,
yeah, exactly. That's what they should have. And then they're like, yeah, well, bloody Billy singing.
Billy singing, so it must have been a goal.
It's a goal. That's what they should bring in, I reckon.
I think the AFL need to bring us in as consultants.
I think so too.
Lasers and singing frogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it that hard, AFL?
I know. But in all honesty...
Richmond would have won the game if we had lasers and singing frogs. That's all I'm saying.
In all honesty, I think with today's game, you shouldn't have those issues, and still it just relies on camera angles. But if you did have the sensor, it would be piece of piss to see what happened.
But the other thing, like with the camera angles, everyone gets like real cranky because it's like, oh, how can you tell that it's over the post at this angle? And it's like, in this screen, it's over the post, but in this screen, it's it's here, and it's like, yeah, but they're synced.
Yeah.
That's how it happens, is that when this one moves, this one moves. It's not like three separate cameras all in one.
Yeah.
So if it's over the post there, then it's over the post here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess so. But I mean, so many years later, we're still debating whether, what's his name? The guy that shot JFK, who was that? Whether he acted alone.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, and whether, you know.
There was the cats.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? So there's so many things there. But lasers would have solved all that.
See,
they would have known where it came from. So.
But Joe Danaher kicked the winner after being largely irrelevant, I believe. Darcy Wilmot made his debut. Kicked a goal.
Yep.
He is now like the first time since the 70s, because spoiler alert, they won this week too.
Yep.
He to debut in a final series and win his first two finals.
So what was who was out? Why did he debut?
Don't know who was out. Sorry.
Okay.
That's too long ago.
No, fair enough.
Someone probably.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm sure it was someone.
A person.
Otherwise, they had an extra player if no one was out. That's fine. That's pretty good. That's a good start to your bloody career. But I'm sure he did all, staying ready, did all the work, and he was ready to go.
Well, he got picked for a reason.
Yeah.
Lockie Neal, obviously best on ground, because Lockie Neal usually is best on ground.
The bloody people's captain, surely.
Yeah, we love him. Well, next game was Friday night, and that was Melbourne-Sydney, and Sydney well and truly looked after the D's. 22 by the tune of 22 points. Now, Stephen May and Buddy had a bit of a battle. Stephen May won the battle, except for a couple of very soft free kicks.
Yep.
Given to Buddy, but it didn't really affect the result of the game, did it?
Yeah, it's really interesting because Buddy Franklin is arguably one of the best offensive players, or whatever you would say. He's one of the best goal kickers of all time, one of the best forwards. But on the stats board and that sort of thing, you wrap Buddy up, it doesn't mean they're going to lose, which is exactly what happened. He didn't really, he had an effect on the game, but it was like the, the smallest dose of that, I suppose.
Well, I guess he didn't have the direct impact.
Yeah.
I think the thing with football especially, and it's the same in basketball, like which we're more well-versed in.
Yeah.
But, the thing with Buddy is if he's there, you got to keep him quiet. You know what I mean? So Stephen May going to Buddy means that Stephen May isn't on someone else.
Yep.
It's like playing the Lakers. It's like LeBron's however many years old.
Yep.
But it's like, but if you don't go to him, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll drop 50 on you.
And the thing with the Swans, though, is they've got a lot of players there now that just really...
It's work rate.
Yeah.
They just... And this is that was my argument all year with Essendon, was we were bad, but we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Sydney's they're probably not as talented as Melbourne, or depending who you talk to, maybe they are, but they give a fuck.
Yeah, they just kept going. And Mills, Parker, even Pap, those guys just keep going.
Hickey.
Yep. Oh, bloody love Hickey.
You love Hickey.
Yeah.
Jake Lloyd had a good game by the looks.
Yep.
But...
Do you think it's all over... Well, are Melbourne out?
Yeah.
Oh, it is all over.
Okay. Do you think it's all over? Yeah,
I do. Okay.
But, geez, I didn't actually look at the stats. Clayton Oliver, 29 touches, 8 tackles, 2 goals. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen Melbourne, repeat again, because I think they're a really good team and they're hard to hate.
Yeah, they
as
do.
A team.
Yeah, they do have potential to fall off now.
Well... Yeah, I guess they've got some kind of weird questions to be asked, where do specific people play? Angus Brayshaw had a really good year off halfback, then they moved him in the middle, and he was really good, but he had a year in the middle the year before, and he was quite bad. The year before that, and he was in the middle, and came third in the Brownlow. So it's where are they out there? Ed Langdon was so good to start the year, and then he disappeared. Christian Salem, injured at the start of the year, came back.
I mean,
wasn't very good.
I hope they stick around because I love them. I think they're great. I think it's great for the league as well.
Yeah, and when they're at the peak of their powers, watching Gawn tap it down to Oliver and Petrarca is pretty fucking special.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But as well, the rumours are that they're going to be bringing in Grundy, so it could be a Grundy Gawn situation.
Yeah, I'm not
because
sure.
they want to send Gawn forward.
Yeah, well, I do enjoy seeing him go forward. He's got a pretty good kick on him. He certainly got better over the time.
Yeah, he's much better now. And yeah.
But I mean,
he speaks well, Max Gorn. I do enjoy Max Gorn. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, when you look at like a lot of AFL teams, there's always people that you hate, or that get on your nerves. And Melbourne, outside of Stephen May, I look down the line, and Bailey Fritsch shits me because he seems to not be the best team player.
Yeah, I'd like him to have a less aggressive haircut.
Yeah, and how's it always in place?
Don't know.
It doesn't look jelly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to ask him. We might ring him.
He puts his hair in like curlers at night.
Overnight.
Yeah.
If that was to happen, so if Grundy was to come in, that would kind of be like a Geelong situation.
Yeah.
So Tom Hawkins does a lot of the ruck work Tom Hawkins is not beaten. Basically, he just fucking dominates the ruck everywhere else because he's just so big and good at rucking.
Yeah.
He's also very unselfish, so that could replicate that perhaps.
Well, it's funny because like they kind of thought they'd have that in Luke Jackson this year, and he started all right, and then he kind of recently, especially in these finals, it's like, is he really?
Well, I think
Are we sure?
I think he probably is that good, but I think he's poor bugger. He's quite young.
Is he checked out?
He's
already in Freo.
Well, yeah, I wonder.
Because he's going to. That's why they're bringing in Gorn, because apparently he's going to Freo because he's from Perth.
Yeah, but it's apparently he hasn't signed anything yet.
No one signed anything.
Yeah, I think he is thinking.
All hearsay.
Yeah, I think he is thinking a few weeks ahead, so he's not invested in it.
Yeah,
that would be a big move, and that would put him in the favourite spot. I would say
Freo.
No.
Or Melbourne.
I reckon if they brought in Grundy.
That's what I was going to say is like you Luke Jackson, it's all well and good, but you can't tell me that Gorn playing forward, taking all the ruck work in the forward line, and then Grundy, who has been the top two, they've been the top two rucks for 5 years now.
Yeah.
That Grundy doing the middle and the back line rucking isn't insane, and then they just swap.
Yeah, exactly.
They could theoretically, if they have a big preseason, theoretically could be playing 100% game time each.
Yeah.
Rather than go to the bench, they just swap.
Yeah.
And Grundy kicks goals too.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, Grundy this, Grundy that. Apparently Collingwood's willing to pay some of his salary. It's like, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
It's weird that can happen.
Well, it's sort of like a part buyout, is it?
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
it's like, hey, go there, but instead of you getting $1 million from Melbourne, we'll give them $300K a year to kind of tempt them.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I wonder if that's paid in a lump sum.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but that was going to be my next question about salary cap. So obviously that would come off their books. So what's the go? Is it just fit in at the Pies?
Well, I mean,
or who have that? Sorry,
it might be
excuse
that.
my ignorance. Who have they got?
They're also now in.
Cox has decided he knows how to play football, hasn't he?
They've got Cox and Cameron.
Yeah,
but I guess the thing is for them is he's probably still a top 5 ruck, which he is, but we're now 1 game away from a grand final.
And he weren't there for half the season.
And he only played 5 rounds. So, and in those 5 rounds, I think they were 2 and 3.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean...
I think it's a versatility, both Cameron and Cox came through as forwards and now play in the ruck. It makes no sense that Cox is good now.
No, it
but
doesn't.
You've just got to kind of accept it as a law of the universe that he is.
Well, I'm glad because... In that case, he wasn't having a fucking go, to be honest.
His social media is quite funny. He seems all right on there. It's just, I just can't get past the glasses.
Oh, look at that. Who's eye gouging?
Jared Berry.
What a bloody flog.
He was best on ground in the final against Melbourne, and then he copped a week for bloody ripping at Oliver's eyes.
I reckon they should change the rules. If you cop an eye gouge or a bloody testicle grab or something, it's the follow-up, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's righto, Jared, you've got to stand there, hands behind your back, and Clayton Oliver gets 1 punch.
Yeah, or it's he
can punch you wherever he wants.
12 to 6 elbows. You can do that.
12 to 6 blokes. You're not allowed to fight back. We'll belt you.
Yeah. Is that what the elbows, the 12 to 6?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Is that in UFC?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
John Jones' only UFC loss.
Yeah, there you go.
From a 12 to 6 on, I can't remember his name, Matt. It was his name. They did a movie about him.
His name was Matt.
And he's deaf.
Yeah, because he copped a 12 to 6 bloody elbow.
It just through the nose.
Yeah.
His ears blew up.
Yeah, got rid of it.
But yeah, we should probably talk Sydney very good. That's all I can say about them.
Okay.
So they'll play, we'll go on. to that. Geelong Collingwood, Saturday afternoon. I really enjoyed this. I think Saturday afternoon's good. Like, I had the time to watch it. I didn't watch it because I didn't want to. But this was like the only time out of all of these where I was like, oh, I can watch this.
Yes, yeah.
Like, it's Thursday, Friday night, like I'm watching other stuff. Saturday afternoon, I was like, cool, this is good. Didn't watch it, but it would have been good if I did.
Yeah.
I assume.
What else you got for us, Hudson? No, very good.
Ta-da. So, yeah, Geelong won by 6 points, 78 to 72.
Yep.
A Geelong home game at Collingwood's home ground.
Yep, very good. No,
So,
but they got the good showers. They got the warm showers.
Yeah.
Because at the MCG, I don't know
that's what they need to do is, like, Collingwood, you're not allowed to use the rooms.
Yes.
Like, because it's your home ground, you have to get changed in the car park.
Yes.
Don't put your boots on because we don't want the concrete to mess up your stops.
Exactly.
But showers, there's a couple of taps if you bring your own hoses.
I did say something about the cold shower thing earlier. I think so. I'm reusing a joke, but anyway, what do we got? So they're both through.
Yeah, well they are now. So because this was a qualifying final, I think they're called, same as the Melbourne-Sydney one. So Melbourne lost and Collingwood lost, so they both got second chances.
Yeah, because you're in the top four.
Or if you're from Sydney or Adelaide, I believe it's chances.
Chances. I would say less Sydney, more Adelaide on that one.
Northern Beaches.
Chances. Well done.
Do you want to go down to Manly and get a drink?
Have a dance.
Have a dance in Manly.
Anyway.
I hope no one from the Northern Beaches listens.
Wow, they fucking aren't now.
They're going after me. But yeah, Jeremy Cameron kicked 3. Gary Rowan silenced the haters. Took a really big mark, I saw.
Yeah, no, he was on. And that was he normally he normally performs quite poorly in finals.
Yeah.
But he's sort of shaking it. He's sort of bloody playoff P situation. He did really well. It was a massive mark. What was it, 2 goals or 3 goals?
3.
Yeah, no, I did. I did watch a bit of this game and he played really well.
Oh, what's the story playing poorly?
What?
Oasis. What's the story? Morning Glory.
Oh,
What's the story playing poorly?
Oh, yeah. What, do you want me to do the whole
normally-
synopsis?
No, because you said he normally plays poorly. I just, for some reason, I was like, Oasis. You're my wonder.
That's not even the song. What's the story, morning? Hopefully YouTube doesn't pull us for copyright, but they don't even know
it was
we exist.
a pretty good replication of it. So
Yeah, I reckon if you do it well
I
enough,
am
you
Noel
probably
Gallagher,
exactly.
Well,
I'm Liam.
yeah, why do they hate each other?
Oh, because they're brothers. Fucking all brothers hate each other at some point or another.
Facts. DeGoey was big on the Collingwood side. Pendle's big. Darcy Moore. Taylor Adams. Oh, this was bad. I just remembered it. Fuck. Tore his groin off the bone.
Oh, that's right. That was awful.
I thought he split his sack.
Yeah, so
He kicked and he grabbed it. Because it was obviously high that he's torn it at the point of insertion.
Yeah.
He was like grabbing pretty much where his friendly areas are.
Yep.
And I was like, oh no. He's kicked so hard that his sack's just gone.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did his groin and we were trying to figure out how and we compared it to I know everyone listening has done this. You've gone down the driving range, you've gone for a swing and you've missed it. And for some reason, you hurt something. You've done a thing in your back, you've done your neck or something like that. If you don't connect with that bloody 200-gram ball, if that, it'd be less than that. It'd be bloody 50-gram ball.
Well,
For some reason you this is that golf ball I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you do some sort of injury, but with the footy, what is it?
So it's less than half a kilo, 410 to 450 grams.
Yeah, it's just really interesting.
It doesn't make any sense that 400 grams, making contact with 400 grams is the difference between your groin tearing off the bone and just kicking.
I'd love to ask someone who knows about this sort of stuff because I wonder if it's anything to do with...
Is it a physics thing or is it like a body mechanism thing?
Or is it like you've realised that you haven't and you've tried to stop or something, and there's
Like
something.
you've contracted when you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah, something different. Like, no, you missed it, or like try and hit it. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something to it. And I know I've missed plenty of golf balls and pulled up a bit lame with my back or something like that.
Now my shoulder joints are completely out of...
Yes.
Yeah, just a big wacky inflatable arm flailing two-man at this point.
Inflatable arm flailing two-man.
Next game, Saturday night, was Freo Western Bulldogs. Now, Freo were up by 42 points at some point in this game. Couldn't tell you the point. But Freo ended up winning 73-60 over in Perth.
Yep.
David Mundy's last game in front of the home crowd at Optus Stadium. What did he do in that game? 20 touches. That's not bad for an old man.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
But by the looks, Hayden Young, Luke Ryan were the go-tos. Now, I think I did mention that Bontempelli had a huge first half. I think he kicked both goals and had like 25 touches or something silly. And I think he had like 6 touches in the second half.
Yeah.
When the game was there to be won.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting, isn't it?
Well, that was the big difference was in the second half. Andy Brayshaw and Michael Walters were like, "No, we're not doing this."
Yeah.
And the Dogs, and it was exactly like what the Dogs did against Melbourne at Perth at Optus Stadium in the Granny. They were like, "Oh, we can't win. They're trying."
Yeah.
We if they're trying, we can't try. Only one team tries.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was
it's their allotted trying time.
It was interesting. I think, and as far as on the ladder, like Dockers were ahead of Bulldogs overall, weren't they?
Yeah, so this was our 5th v 8th.
Yeah, so I think...
That's a lie. It was 6... Was it? 6 v 7th? I don't know. Fucking one.
Whatever, but Fremantle were above Bulldogs, but it's sort of better team throughout the season won the game. Yeah, I would say.
But I think that was the thing for the whole competition, like the whole first week of finals. Like Brisbane beat Richmond. Brisbane were top 4 until the last round. Geelong beat Collingwood. Geelong were the best in the comp. Freo beat Dogs. Freo were better all year. Dogs scraped in because Carlton couldn't win a game.
Yeah.
The only one, some people would argue that Melbourne were better than Sydney.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Melbourne went 10-0.
Well,
and then disappeared.
Yeah, I don't want to go on about Melbourne again, but it could be argued that they've played really, really well, but sort of not the culture, but there's been a few things that have dropped off in the past, as you said, 10 weeks or so, and they just haven't been the same looking Melbourne.
Well, 10-0 and then went 6-6 after.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, they just it was like the Stephen May fight, whether that created like a division within the club or whatnot. But I still think you cannot argue that Melbourne, even now, after they've lost to Sydney and Brisbane in both games they were terrible in, at their best, they're still the best team.
Yeah. As far as talent, for sure.
But like the way they played in that 10-game run, it was like, like it was acceptable to think that they would never lose.
Yeah.
But I still think Sydney over the year were probably the better side. And it kind of showed. But then we get to this week.
Excellent.
Lucky we got 2 weeks of footy because I didn't watch any of this either. Jesus. Melbourne, in Melbourne, lost 79-92 to the rampaging Lions of Brisbane.
Now, I was pretty pissed off with this because I'm a Melbourne fan. So, and
Whoa, okay.
Oh, no.
Righto, Grazzi. How many teams do you want to go for?
No, out of the two. So I like the Lions because I like the way they played until Zorko'd himself.
That's the thing is like...
And now I'm like, well, fuck off.
For some reason, like, I know I like Melbourne, but for some reason I was like, yeah, fuck Lions. I was like, wait a minute. I love them all.
Yeah.
Except that Dane guy. Don't like him.
So I was annoyed with the way they handled that. We won't go too deep into it, but Brisbane had a chance. Like, stand by your captain, blah, blah, blah. But you also had a chance to go, hey, Dane, bro, you're a great player within this club, but unfortunately, you've got a bit of a track record and you're not quite captain material.
Well,
so Lockie Neal, here's the bloody car keys.
They had the chance to prove to the public that they care about people.
Yeah,
I guess is the thing is that I think people are like, oh, what kind of person cries on a footy field? And it's like, obviously there's something there. Whether Harrison Petty is an emotional bloke, which is okay. That's what we're trying to encourage in, especially men.
Yeah.
Is that we show emotions
Yeah.
and give a fuck about what's happening around us enough to be emotional about it. But whether he said or didn't say, he made a grown man upset on a footy field that never happens. So there was obviously something there, and a good captain wouldn't act that way.
Yeah.
And like there's been past discretions, as we've mentioned, and as everyone knows, that would suggest that maybe he's not the person with the greatest morals at the club, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, he might be a great leader, but part of being a great leader is that you lead your players off the ground as much as you do on.
Yep.
And to have those issues in your personal life and to not even address them as either. Like, I just think, I don't know if he's the right guy to lead the club forward. I think in defence of Brisbane, it's hard to take the captaincy away from a dude leading into finals. It probably creates a bit of drama within the club that they didn't want. But at the same time, you do have to take a stand. Same as Melbourne did with Stephen May.
Yeah.
We need him back to play, but we can't have him doing this.
Yeah.
So he's getting a week. And it was a token week. He probably should have been suspended more.
Yeah, still.
But, yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if once Brisbane are eliminated before round one next year, they've got a different captain.
Well, I hope so. And if that is what happens, then I take back what I've said. But I think that it needs to be dealt with. And I don't think... Yeah, I'm quite frustrated. And I'd be frustrated as a Brisbane fan. Because if you're like, look, clearly Lachie Neale is this bloody silent assassin. He does well every week. He doesn't cause anyone any trouble. Like, he's clearly the captain. Righto, there you go. Or someone like bloody... What's his name? Oh, bloody Dino.
Dino.
No, I don't know.
Well, like, if I'm looking down the line, like Daniel Rich. He's been at the club a long time. He leads by example. He always plays well. He always plays hard.
Yep.
He plays in a friendly position that he can see the whole ground. Yep. Like a Hodge has.
Yep.
He seems like a good option, whether you like Harris Andrews going forward. Like, I think after these two wins, especially the character that they've shown, I'm not as wary of their leadership, like the potential leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think once it came out that Zorko was not the greatest of, whether he is or isn't the greatest of people, it's not for me to decide. I don't know him as a bloke, but whether he may or may not be the best captain, I was pretty hesitant to name anyone else that could be on that team. But, like, they've had two really big wins, and it's like Lachie Neale's really stood up.
Yep.
Like, in terms of the way they've performed, Lachie Neale's probably at the head of the list.
Yeah, well, I mean, still, there is a leadership group there, whether they're named or not. And that would be Rich, Neale, Danaher would be in it. Is it Robinson or who's...
Mitch Robinson. Yeah, I'm sure.
He'd be in it.
Yeah, there'd be all these, like, not elder statesmen as such, but like guys that have been around the comp for a while. Like, they've got a few, like Darcy Gardner, Harris Andrews. Like, they've all been there and kind of been around. But yeah, I do think, depending where their season ends, whether it's this week against Geelong or losing or winning a grand final, I think they probably need to look into a change.
Yeah.
If not for their public perception.
Yep.
But anyway, the bloke we spoke of, Harrison Petty, bloody second top score for Melbourne in the Supercoach.
Bloody good on him.
Which is good for him, and he's not sure about his mo though.
Sorry.
They just played the Collingwood goal against us.
Yeah, but why does it say hips don't lie? What's the reference there?
I don't know. Has he got hips?
Well, I suppose he has hips.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, tonight, you know my hips don't lie. Why is that playing?
Oh, no.
Is his name Hips? His nickname Hips? Jamie Elliott.
Oh, not
I
too
thought
sure.
it was Billy.
Hippie.
Hipsy.
Hipsy. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Nah, that's all I got.
Next game.
The couple of interestingly, didn't watch the last part of this, but a number of people have come to me and said, "Oh, did you watch a footy Friday night?" And I was like, "Nah, I didn't watch quite a lot of it." And they're like, "Oh, bloody Melbourne were robbed."
Yeah, okay.
I was like, "Okay, I don't know," but I did rewatch the Lever free kick, which I think was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
And the non-holding the ball call was also a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be the umpire guy tonight.
I'm glad you finished your sentence. You are the umpire guy.
Normally,
but not tonight.
no. Last game of this week, which is, I think, the shittest week of finals, but Collingwood 79, Freo 59. So Freo's season is donzo. David Mundy career donzo. What a career. But Collingwood, so big comeback in terms of they're now into a final against Sydney.
Yep.
Jordan De Goey again led the way for the Pies.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see where he ends up, because obviously a lot of clubs are looking at him. It's the whole like what we spoke about with Zorko, is it's like, geez, they're good at football, but I wish they'd just be all right when they weren't playing.
Yeah, one thing I have to say about De Goey is I've been bagging him out all season, but because I don't think he's had to stand up. But
No.
in the finals, it's like, righto, it's finals time. We've got it switched on, and he really has. So good on you.
Well, the other thing is like, we've never really said that he's bad at football.
No, not at all.
'Cause he's very good
No,
at
he's very
football.
good, and he has a switch. And you
Yeah.
can tell there's some things where you're like, oh, you're just like you're a bit lazy in that play, but he's got a switch because he is probably the best player on the field when he has that switch.
But it's funny,
turned on.
you rarely see this at like an AFL level. You see it at like a local footy level where it's like, God, that guy's a wanker, but fuck, he's good.
Yeah.
And like clubs put up with it because they're like, yeah, but he's going to win us premierships.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So apparently Collingwood have put an offer in, and many a club have put offers towards De Goey. But the Collingwood offer, which he's has been hesitant to sign, has like, don't fuck up off the field stuff in it, which is a red flag for me that he's like, not sure I can.
Yeah, because I think
If he's like, oh, so I'm not allowed to punch blokes at the pub, otherwise you'll rip up my contract.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck.
I'm not too sure. I reckon, I think
Just
he's
one punch?
But I think
Give me one.
well,
I need one.
You prefer two punches than one punch because one punch can get you into some trouble.
Well, if you do one punch and you miss, and then you're like, oh, fuck, I'm fucked.
Oh, I know, but there's one punch attacks where people anyway.
Can't get arrested for a two punch.
Bit dark.
Jeez.
But at least, I don't know. I wonder whether it's like, oh, they don't trust me, or it's like, I don't trust myself. I think it'd be like, they don't trust me. To which I say, well, no shit. Why would they?
Yeah, no, I reckon it's more of a I don't know. I kind of read it as like he's like, yeah, look, it's maybe it's a really good reflection on him that he knows what he's about. It's like, yeah, but I really like getting on the beers, and when I do, I really want to fight.
Yeah, but
It's like, then don't get on the beers, Jordan.
I know. A lot of people that have parked themselves because they don't like who they are. When they drink, which is noble.
Well, it's just, and it's a very impressive like trait to have, to be so self-aware that you're like, oh, I'm a fuckhead when I drink.
Yeah.
I won't drink.
Yeah.
Because like there's so many people that are out there that are like, oh, I'm a dickhead when I drink, but I really like beer.
Well, I think they're like, wow, when I drink, everyone else is a dickhead except me.
So I need to fight them.
Yeah. So, but they're actually the one who is a dickhead.
But yeah,
Drink responsibly.
continuing on. Jack Crisp, 2 goals, 24 touches. Wouldn't have minded that half all throughout the year.
Yeah, so what? Has he been playing inside mid or up forward or something?
By the looks, he's playing in midfield.
Yeah,
still.
well, there you go. That's different. He was in the back line.
Nah, are you sure that wasn't short?
Ah, fucking.
I don't know, one of them. One of the two. They both sucked for my SuperCoach team at some point. Yeah, I can't really say much without, because I didn't watch it. But Caleb Sarong played well again. I did read an article that was saying people were hesitant to draft him because they were worried about his work ethic. And if anything, this year he's proved that his work ethic
Yeah, he's done all right.
is better than most.
Yeah, he's fine. Don't bloody worry about it.
So it just goes like, I don't know, like these people that get paid to scout people, do you reckon they're scouting them? Like that's like in not that
What are they watching him mow the lawn? They're like, geez, he could have had more vigor.
Yeah, like not the effort's not put in.
He's not
But
using the catcher.
No, I just
Doesn't
think,
care.
like obviously all professional sports have scouts, but I feel like there's a lot less busts in like NBA.
Yeah.
Like there's record busts like
Yeah.
Kwame Brown, dog shit. Like Greg Oden unfortunately got injured, so it's
Yeah.
hard to tell. But like I feel like they really do contribute at a high level.
Yep.
Whereas like in the AFL, it's just like some dude gets drafted, and then like 10 years later, you're like, did that dude exist?
Yeah.
Did they just make up a name and say like, we're drafting fucking Harley Canoevala?
Yep.
And they're just like at pick 2, and they're like Harley Canoevala to St Kilda, and everyone's like, who the fuck's that? And
Yep.
St Kilda's like, we made him up. He's never played.
He never played. Oh my god. Here he is.
Ha
Joke's on you. Couldn't be here tonight. COVID.
You
There
know what
go.
I mean? Like, there's just so many. Like, if you go through the draft, like, there's so many top 10 picks. It's like, who's that?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Whereas in the NBA, like
You know who
people
they
that
are, yeah,
follow
yeah.
NBA, it's like, oh yeah, that dude played 6 years for the Kings. Like, he wasn't very good, but he was there.
Yeah. I don't know how to
It's
answer that one.
It's just odd. It's like, is there such a fluctuation in performance that they're like when they're 18, it's like incredible, and then they turn 19, it's like, oh, what happened to him?
Oh, well, actually.
Maybe they're drafting it's because they're at 18 and they're like, oh, beers are good. Driving now, I drive. We'll go to Macca's every night.
Do not even get me started. So, I grew up in Wagga, the city of good sports, and I
thought it was the city of crows.
Oh, it's a land of many crows, city
Land
of good
of many
sports.
crows. Beach, good beach.
Yeah,
Or
ninth best beach.
A beach.
Ninth best beach
What, in regional New South Wales?
in Australia.
What?
Look it up.
No, but like what are they just saying? All of the West Coast is one.
They're saying ninth best beach in Australia, voted in some sort of poll of some kind.
There has to be a joke poll.
Poll.
Poll. Top 10 beaches Australia. It can't be.
It can't be. Anyway, so while you're looking that up, I'll go through my
Well,
poll.
it's not because
What do you mean?
was Fitzroy Island.
No, but
Queensland.
you're looking at the wrong one. Look up Wagga Beach, ninth best beach. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Catch you later. What do you got?
No, it is in there. Australia's best beaches list includes one that's 170 miles from the nearest ocean.
Yeah, there
This
you
is
go.
on CNBC.
Yeah, well, we all know they're right.
Ranked number 9, the inland Wagga Beach stands out on the list as it's located, as mentioned, 170 miles from the nearest coastline. Selecting it for the annual list of Australia's best beaches opens a Pandora's box. Until now, this list has recognised only coastal locations. It's a beautiful grassy spot on the banks of the Murrumbidgee River. There are barbecues. I saw dogs, people playing cricket, and everyone from kids to army recruits swimming, said Farmer, who first visited the beach incognito to ensure the experience was authentic. There was a wide demographic engaging in that space. Now, who the fuck's this Farmer dude, and why did he think he had to go incognito?
Yeah.
Like he went to the beach and they're like, that's the beach guy. Impress him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
like when you used to get a mystery shopper or something when you used to work at a supermarket or wherever you worked and you have to impress them. But the funniest part of this whole story is it's just not the ninth best beach in Australia. Like on any scale
But like,
at all.
he's rating it because I saw dogs.
Yeah, well, I
mean-
like dogs too, so maybe that's why it's up there. Anyway,
There were
City of
lots.
Good Sports.
So many dogs.
So there was so many dogs.
Billions of dogs.
Billions. Stop the test. So there was a number of. There's so many sporting identities
Yeah.
from Wagga. We all
Like
know
Harry
that.
Cunningham,
Yep. Bloody. Who else?
the guy that owes you $40.
Oh, sucko. No, he paid me back. It's all right.
Oh, I thought he was the NRL guy that owed you money.
Nah, sucko.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Sucko.
Good bloke. It was $70, I think.
Where's me $70, Sucko?
No, he paid. It was for Touch Rego.
Do you reckon
gave it to me at the end of
I
the
wonder if he
season.
paid it out of his premiership winnings.
Not too sure. Maybe I should go back for more. But I grew up.
There's
and there was-
interest on it now.
I grew up and there was a number of kids that were like, oh, he's going to be X, he's going to be Y, like they're going to join this, they're going to join that. And yeah, they turn 18 or they get to 17, start drinking, they turn 18, go to the pub, and they're like, oh, I couldn't give a fuck about getting up and doing laps in the pool or
Yeah.
going to my triple jump bloody thing. It does happen.
Yeah.
And then there's they get injured at 19
Yeah.
and then go, all stuff and I'm not doing it anymore
Yeah,
or whatever
like
else.
me, I would have been the best soccer player in the world if it wasn't for my knees. No.
Yeah, you played in Brazil.
But like I remember growing up and playing, and we had a kid, and it was like, oh, he's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
And there were like two, and it was like, this dude is way better, but they'll both go pretty far.
Yeah.
Neither of them went anywhere.
Yeah.
Because soccer in Australia is impossible to go anywhere. But the one dude that we thought was way better, I remember playing against him when I was like 23, and we were like, oh, that's a dude that was like a gun, and it's like, yeah, he started drinking at like 17.
Yep.
And
yeah.
it was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, and they blow out and
Yeah.
then they
He was fairly hefty.
yeah, and then they get injured and then that's it. It's a real shame, but I guess it's professional sports to do with mindset as well as talent and also, genetics. So
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. Maybe that's the thing at the AFL level is they're just recruiting them too early.
yeah.
Whereas like in the NBA, you've got to at least do a year of college, so it puts you at 19.
Yeah.
So if you chose the drinking path, they can see it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. So this is a comment on Grazzi's discipline. So Grazzi is a really good example of the other way, right? If Grazzi was
Terrible at football.
no,
Cares a lot.
no. If sorry, not to directly what you said. If Grazzi was 6 foot or over, he would be in the AFL.
You reckon?
I do, because he is that disciplined.
I think I've watched one game and he was quite good.
Yeah.
He was the best player on his team,
Yeah.
which I've told him a number of times, and he always brings it up. He's like, you said I was the best player on my team. I was like, yeah, you lost by 140 points.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
just calm
Yeah,
down.
but like if he was, gifted in that way,
Yeah.
like he's jacked and he's bloody strong.
Well, he definitely has the work ethic, but yeah, like you
Work
said,
ethic and
it's like,
discipline and that sort of thing. It's just really interesting.
unfortunately, it sucks because, work ethic gets you. You need work ethic to get to a professional
100%,
level.
yeah.
But at the same time, there's only a certain amount of work ethic that gets you a certain distance until you require talent.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Grazzi isn't talented.
No, because he's very good. I've seen him
Yeah,
play a couple of times.
but-
He's very good.
But like that's the thing. It's like you can work so hard, but
Yeah.
you still need to have.
Yeah.
You got to have something.
In genetics and all that sort of thing. But I reckon if he was 6 foot,
especially American, like
Yeah.
what we watch American sports, like Duke could be the best player ever. It's like 5'8", and it's like
yeah. But Grazzi, don't take this the wrong way. But yeah, if you were over 6 foot, I reckon you would have played AFL footy for sure.
and that's coming from the lead scout of Border Barrels.
Yeah, exactly.
podcast.
So yeah, good on you. But Grazzi's very disciplined. We try to get him. So he drinks beers
Oh,
on the podcast, but if it's a Friday night before footy, he will not drink a beer, and he will not. He eats. He's on point. Anyway,
It's funny
good
that
on
you
him.
say Grazzi's really disciplined, but I distinctly remember him missing now the last 3 podcasts.
Oh, I take it all back. That dog.
Yeah, he's just not there. His
Nah,
heart's not in it.
Yeah, actually, his work ethic stinks.
Yeah, he's got the talent. He just doesn't have
He-
the hard work. He doesn't want it.
No,
you gotta want it.
He doesn't want it.
You gotta want it, Zach.
Anyway, we'll keep moving. What have we got?
No, that's it. So we've got we've got matchups.
Yeah, I'll tell you
so-
who's going to win.
All right, do it. I think we did pretty well in the first round.
Yeah, I think we did too.
So we've got Friday night, 7:50 p.m. at the G. Cats, Lions. Now, you gotta go in here. Where is it?
That's my favourite by far.
Geelong.
Yeah.
So Brisbane won their first game at the G since 2014 on the weekend. So is there a renewed confidence? I assume they stayed in Melbourne. They
Yep.
will stay in Melbourne for the week. Does that negatively impact the team because they're not going back to their families during
Yep.
the week? A lot to play with there. I'm picking Geelong.
Yep, I am too. For 2 reasons. I think they're the better team, and plus I just want them to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I want Geelong to win as well. Like, I've always really enjoyed success, but I get nervous, like, watching someone that's so successful not be successful. Like, I know they haven't won the premierships, but I think I saw today 12 out of the last 16 prelims they've made. And it's like, they've done that again this year, but, like, I don't know. I think off the year they've had, they deserve to win the grand final.
Yeah.
And I do like a lot of their players, and it all boils down to I just love to see Danger win a final.
Yeah,
win a granny.
Yeah, I went pretty deep into Geelong a couple of
Hey.
a couple of weeks ago. I just think they have
Got real deep in Geelong.
You just sort of look around and they're like a bunch of meerkats as far as people that stand up. Like, someone's on the ground and all of a sudden they're like, me, I'll do it. What are you talking about? What? I'm ready to stand up. I'm ready to play well. And I think they've got too many of those players versus Brisbane there.
And everyone pays them out for their age. And, yeah, they've got some older players, but, like, they've got some really good younger players too. Yeah, I'm going Geelong, and mostly because I don't want Dane Zorko to achieve success.
Yep.
But
this season anyway.
I do like a lot of the other guys.
Yeah, I do too.
Like Lachie Neale, still my favourite player, like the best player in the AFL.
Yep.
Saturday afternoon,
Yep.
Sydney, Collingwood at the SCG.
Get a big dog up your Collingwood.
No, I think I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. I think Collingwood will be victorious over Sydney. Honestly.
Go the mighty magpie.
Yeah, that's probably more like it.
I think Sydney.
Thanks, Basil.
Yeah, well, interesting. State your reasons.
I just think just they work really hard. I know Collingwood work really hard too, but I just think Sydney have that right blend, the right blend of age and talent.
Yep.
Not to say Collingwood don't. I'm not saying Collingwood don't, because they've got on your talent side of things, you've got like your Nick Dacos, your Isaac Klein, all that kind of thing. On your experience, you've got your Pendleburys, you've got your side bottoms, like all that. But I just think Sydney have it like at that perfect point where like your Luke Parker, your Isaac Heaney, Buddy Franklin, Sam Reid, like are all playing really good footy.
Yep.
And I just don't see a weakness.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Whereas like Collingwood going forwards, they've got Jack Ginnivan. Historically, small forwards can be in and out of games. You don't really know where they're going to be. The tall forwards are kind of your linchpin going forward, which is funny because Tom Lynch at Richmond is very good. But then it's like Ash Johnson, Brodie Myercheck, Darcy Cameron or Mason Cox, whoever's gone forward. Whereas like Sydney, it's like Sam Reid, Will Hayward's like a medium forward, Buddy Franklin. And then on the flip side, Collingwood's defence is really good with Darcy Moore, Braden Maynard, all these kind of like Nathan Murphy, like good players. Sydney, it's like Dane Rampy, Tom McCartan, Paddy McCartan. Like, I don't know. I'm going Sydney.
Okay.
But I don't think, like, I think it's close. It'll go either way on the day, and I think it'll be like an NBA game.
Yeah.
Where nothing matters until 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think Pies will be victorious, and I want them to be for a number of reasons. Because I think, so at the G, there'll be like a couple of red and white jumpers, and I'll just be bloody
No, it's
Pies.
at the SCG.
Oh, interesting.
And based on what I'm seeing,
Everyone's like, oh, Simo's such a fuck. Pretty much.
But it's, so it's at the Sydney Cricket Ground. But I have seen that flights from Melbourne to Sydney are about 1,600 one way.
Yeah,
So
right.
could be, it's either a long drive for the Pie supporters or the wallets. They'll have about as much cash in their wallet as teeth in their mouth, which is none.
Oh, come on. I reckon they might have
Teeth
to
joke.
Yeah, they might have to look at some Rex flights. I think, I still want Collingwood to win, and I'll tell you why, because it'll make the next game better. Because I would love to say Geelong, Collingwood, two of the most winningest teams in the comp going for it.
Well, Sydney finished third.
No, but
Collingwood fourth.
No,
Or
I mean
historically.
Historically,
Well,
I think Collingwood is the most winningest. I think.
Oh, like in games or premierships?
Premierships?
No.
No.
Tell you who is.
Essendon.
Essendon.
Oh, they really?
No, they're tied with Carlton.
Okay. Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
And I think, I don't know if Geelong's actually that high.
Yeah.
I
But
can tell you though.
as far as one of
But-
the best teams over the past 10 years, you would say,
I think, like, and this is
there's no stats, you're just saying it.
this is an uncommon opinion,
Yeah.
because many people would say Hawthorn because
Yeah.
of all the finals, all the premierships. But I think Geelong's the best team of this century.
Yeah.
Like from 2001 onwards, like they've made the prelims 12 of the last 16 years.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years. And like I don't think that there's like something they haven't missed finals in however bloody long. There you go. Essendon, Carlton 16. Oh no, see Collingwood can't win because then they'll go to 16.
Yeah,
Can't
so
have that.
I just saw that. So Collingwood have played in the most grand finals, but have
Yeah.
only won 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, can't.
interesting.
Can't have that.
Okay.
You can't be doing that. But I think as a game, we've already had Geelong Collingwood and it was a good game.
Yeah.
But we haven't had Sydney Geelong and I'd love to see it.
Yeah, well.
Because it's like, it's the ultimate, like everyone thinks Geelong's too old. Sydney's really young. It's like, it's the young versus the old.
Yeah, well, that could be cool. As long as Geelong's in it.
Yeah, I think Geelong should be in it. And as well, it's like, is his Buddy, like, can Buddy do it on a big stage again?
Yeah.
He kicked his 1,000th against Geelong this year at the SCG.
Yeah.
This one will be at the MCG, obviously, where he's done all his work for Hawthorn. I think if you're a script writer, Collingwood's good, but I think the Sydney Geelong final's better.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we'll see after this weekend. That's all we've
Collingwood
got.
finished 17th last year,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well, yeah, this new coach, there's got to be something he's putting in the water because he's just done a really good job. This is him here?
Yeah, that's him, Craig McRae.
Yeah. Where's he from? Younger guy? I don't know too much about him.
I think
He seems quite measured.
Yeah, I reckon he was like assistant coach at Hawthorn.
Yep.
Oh, Richmond, sorry, with
Yep.
Hardwick.
Yeah, no, good on him.
So they've got-
seems quite measured, quite good.
Oh no, he's with Hawthorn too. Okay, so yeah, he's been with Dimmer and also Clarko.
Yeah.
But no, the big thing about Collingwood, I actually saw something today regarding this, and everyone's like, "Oh, Collingwood 17th to bloody
Fourth,
and
whatever.
in a prelim," and it's like, yeah, but in 2019 they made a grand final and lost, and they were also a lot of that team is playing now.
Yeah, right.
So rather than being like, oh, what a massive turnaround,
That's sort of what happened last season.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's I think everyone kind of forgets what happened 3 years ago. 'Cause,
Yeah.
oh, God knows I do. I don't even know what happened an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we started a pod.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope we started it.
But you know what I mean? Like
We did, in fact, start it.
cool. Great success.
Yep.
Great success.
Great success.
But like I think last year was the blip rather than like this year being like a whoa, here we go, Collingwood's up. Whereas it's like you should be looking at last year. And this is I don't know. Everyone's like so forgets the past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everyone-
Everyone so forgets the past.
Yeah, so we'll finish on that quote from Hudson. Well done. And that's probably all we've got. So we reckon Sydney Geelong would be the ultimate grand final.
Oh, I do.
No, well, that's what we sort of agreed there. But we'll see what happens, and we'll talk about it soon. And we'll have Grazzi back on the couch, even though we don't have a couch.
Well, there's a couch in the front. We can move it to the couch.
He only will be on the couch. He can sit at the front there. But anyway, until then,
as punishment.
kick a barrel, drink a nice beer.